Good afternoon. Welcome to what promises to be a fabulous Friday here at the Sports Spiritual Home. And you know, it wasn't that long ago that people questioned the World Seniors Championship coming to the Crucible. They said, will anyone watch? Will anyone go? Well, the answer to those questions is yes, because our annual reunion of legends is gathering pace faster than Tony Drago's average shot time from last night, which, by the way, was 12.96 seconds. The Tornado is on fire this year. Now, over the course of the day, you'll be able to see no fewer than 5 global champions on display, one of whom is about to walk out against an Australian who has moved heaven and earth to get here. Adrian Ridley is on the verge of achieving a lifelong dream this afternoon.
Well, Adrian, I gather you have been to the Crucible before to watch, but this will be your debut going out there as one of the main men.
Yes, definitely a different situation this time. Last time I was here for Q School, and I managed to watch, I think it might have been a Matthew Stevens and Ronnie session, which was really good. But this is just next level. Don't know what to think still.
And you definitely win the award for the person who's travelled the furthest to be here. Will there be anybody in Yarrawonga who's able to tune in and follow you online?
I'm going to guess maybe half of Yarrawonga would be there. No, I've been getting a lot of messages. Everyone's asking where they can watch it. So I would say that there would be quite a few people tuning in to watch, which is great. I've had amazing support. So.
And you qualified for this by winning the Asia Pacific Seniors. What was the moment of realisation like when it truly dawned on you that you were going to have the chance to play on the Sports Spiritual Home?
It was a bit, I guess you could say surreal, because when I won, I didn't realise that the tournament carried the prize of an entry to this event. So it took a while to settle in, but seeing I only had about 3 weeks, it's sort of been book, run, fly, and just do everything I can to get here with the weeks beforehand so I can prepare and get used to the tables, because they're so different. They're amazing, but they're tough.
So you've actually had quite a logistical exercise in a short space of time to get everything sorted, to physically be here.
Yep. So I think I had about 2 weeks until I'd left after the tournament, after I won it, and I made sure I come a bit earlier, and I was at Victoria Snooker Academy having some practice. She's been really good, letting me play there for the last 4 days, which has helped a lot. But now I've tried these practice tables out, they're even slicker. So I'm guessing the main stage is going to be even more slick.
I'm sure it will be. And are you mates with Neil? As Neil Robertson, has he sent you a couple of texts?
No, so we grew up together. So we've gone through the ranks of the juniors and stuff like that. So I've had my fair share of encounters and beatings from him. But yeah, no, we're good mates, and I haven't seen him this time around. The last time I come, I think a couple of years ago, we did catch up. Had a few tips and a coffee and that. But yeah, no, not this time. Didn't get here in time before he'd got knocked out.
Well, there'll be other great days for him, I'm sure. Yours is about to come. Do you think you'll be nervous or excited, or a bit of both?
I'm going to say a bit of both. I'm going to hope that I've got a small background in amateur theatre, so performing on a big stage is something that I have a little bit of experience with, but not to this degree.
Well, I reckon the born showman will come out. We're delighted to have you here. Go well against Joe Johnson. We're looking forward to it.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
What a great journey and what a great story then. Here we go with our first of 4 live matches across day 3 of this year's World Seniors Championship. He's waited an awfully long time for this moment. Huge dedication, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for the man who won the Asia Pacific Seniors Championship to book his place, his maiden walk down the stairs. So come on, Sheffield, give it up for Australia's Adrian Ridley. And his opponents, who appeared here on the big stage 8 times. Runner-up in 87, champion, of course, in 86. Give it up for Yorkshire's very own Joe Johnson. A great afternoon is about to unfold. We are in the safe and capable hands of Peggy Lee, making her maiden year here at the Crucible. And we're also in safe hands in the commentary box. A very good afternoon to the China Open semi-finalist Mike Dunn. And first of all, the champion of the world from 91. He's still going strong. The batteries are fully charged. Good afternoon, John Parrott.
Good afternoon, Rob, and good afternoon to everybody. I'm looking forward to this, and well, a very interesting match, I think, for both myself and Mike in the commentary box as well, because safe to say we've not seen Adrian Ridley play. Mike, what can you tell us about him?
Well, not a great deal other than what he said in the interview there, John, but he's a lovely guy, I know that. He is quite relaxed, and it's about him getting used to the table. That's what we need to do. We need to see if he can get used to the pace of it, how the cue ball reacts.
I thought it was actually a pretty good idea. He was on the front row last night watching the match with Tony Drago and Vito Puopolo, and get the little feel for the venue. Thought it was a good idea. But yeah, I quite agree. I mean, these tables are just very quick indeed, and there'll be different conditions that he's used to playing on back in Australia there. Quality of the cloths here and general pace, so that'll be a concern.
Yeah, he's just got to take his time and slowly just settle himself into the match. Almost play himself into the game, but of course these are best of 5 matches, so before you know it, it could be over.
Yeah, one of the very first players I saw when I was a young man going to watch snooker for the first time was Joe Johnson, playing in a venue in Liverpool that's no longer got a snooker table, sadly. Albert Hotel in Lark Lane, and Joe was,
foul.
As we see him miss that there, he was playing in an amateur event, and you could see straight away how talented he was. Still playing the game all these years later. Absolutely loves it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with his eyes on that shot. That was pretty good. And yeah, I mean, it was so, watching Luca Purcell win the World Championship last week, so reminded me of when Joe Johnson won it in 1986. If you well remember back then, and Joe was playing carefree snooker, just letting his arm go. Very, very similar.
Please check on your earpieces, make sure the volume is a bit down, because I can hear from the arena. Thank you.
Yes, and of course, a very similar path to the title, because Luca hadn't won a match up to this year's championship at the Crucible and went all the way through to win. And Joe Johnson was exactly the same. He came here struggling, couldn't win a match at the Crucible. First time he did it, and he went through and won. And then got to the final the following year as well, so good performances.
One.
Well, what can you say about that? That was absolutely fantastic. And that tells us something about Adrian. It tells us he's got a good straight cue action, because that went right into the heart of the pocket. He's just rushed that a little bit. I want it to be a little bit further to the left with the cue ball. He's stretching a bit. I'll get the rest out now. Once again, this is a very big shot. Yeah, that was tough. Remember, there's a lot of pressure out there. I think if he just took his time on the position from the blue, wouldn't have quite made that other shot as difficult.
Mind you, he won't be too disappointed with the result. A few cannons there, and the cue ball's come in an awkward spot for Joe, so no pot.
Switch it off, please. Thank you.
As you can see there, Joe, you'd expect to have the advantage in the safety. Well, in many years of knowledge, I expect he'll be gluing Adrian to that top rail if he can. That's a very good return.
Yeah, it's much better, isn't it? He got the first one thick, but that's excellent. I mean, look at the pace on that table there. The cue ball nearly completely to the ball cushion, but that was an excellent shot. Blocked off the left-hand side with the brown and the blue. So it may just be a little roll up to this red. Push it past the middle. Yep, but as good as you can do from there.
I don't think these guys will too matter this being quite a scrappy opening frame, because it'll just give them both a chance to settle in. The last thing you want is give your opponent a chance and then the frame's over in the blink of an eye, and then you're 1-0 down. So I think they'll probably both welcome this, especially Adrian. It'll just settle him down. Well, obviously didn't want to catch the blue on the way through, and that blue will be the size of a football when you're trying to get the cue ball back to box sometimes. And this is just going to get harder and harder to play safeties the more the balls get messed up. And even harder for a pot.
Very much in stark contrast to the match I did last night. Tony Drago's game was over in a blink and the balls just seem to be open every frame. This one has the potential at the moment to be a little ugly. Can happen when there's a series of good safety shots, both players making good replies. It can make an awkward frame out of it. Now, there is a gap here for a pot. But not quite. Was a chance, that.
Yeah, both matches last night were fantastic. Even Alfie Burden played extremely well against Ken Doherty, winning 3-0. Didn't miss a ball. If you settle out here quick, this is what happens. Now, Joe's got to be careful here. Peggy Lee just coming around, making sure he doesn't nudge that red off the cushion. Just got to focus, drop the red in. He should automatically be on a balk colour. No, he's not gone for it. I don't blame him.
Tough shot, this. Yep. Thick. Okay, blue's off the spot and pink not really available. It's the black ball is very handy at the moment, being in the position it is. Joe's just looking to see if he could stun it in. Would there be a gap between the back of the pack through to the black? So, one good stun shot. He thinks he can hold the cue ball.
One.
But he hasn't. It's just run through a little bit too far. It was on, but he had to be extremely accurate with that.
Blue ball. Joe Johnson, 1.
Well, that's a better shot than he looked, because he's just bringing the blue into play, I think, just in case he gets a decent chance. And as always with safety, it's all about the cue ball. If he doesn't find, Adrian doesn't find the balk cushion, I'm sure Joe will on the return, so he wants a good white off this.
Foul and a miss. Joe Johnson, 4.
Well, that is a good white. You can't pot it from there. Joe will put him back in. Won't be too concerned about that, it's only 4 points. Excellent work there from Peggy Lee. First time, gets it right.
Yeah, I want to hit it this time because he won't want to put himself under pressure with the next one. So, good edge that. Well played. And Joe will be thinking, why did I put him back in?
So right now there'll be numbers, angles, all sorts going around Joe's head at the moment. He'll know the table like his back of his hand from playing all these years. That's what you do, you almost scan the table like a computer looking for a way out. What will happen if I put the cue ball there? What will happen if I put the cue ball here? Where am I putting my opponent? You can see that's what goes through a player's mind. But you can actually see it. I'll make it easier. Backspin on the white. Didn't quite get enough into it. What's the damage?
Well, got options, red to the right of the black, but if he sticks on the red that's in the ball area, just stuns that in. The blue is absolutely perfect. That blue that Joe moved a couple of shots ago is ideal to come back down to the top of the table. So one good piece of cue in here. And it goes. And that blue is lovely. So the table's looking a lot more uniform now.
He's rushed this shot for me. Just take your time. He's gone straight in for this blue. Let's hope he's got the white in a good spot. I mean, you say, okay, that's unlucky, but he didn't walk down the bottom end of the table there, and he should have just give himself that few minutes just to settle himself down and see what his options are. And that's just nerves. A little bit of experience and nerves. Okay, he's unlucky, but it was just a little bit rushed. He just needs to take a little bit more care. As you can see again.
Adrian Ridley, 6.
It's not bad though.
Can I have the mobile phone switched off, please? Thank you.
That's a lovely shot from Joe, that. Really nicely played. Blocked off most things, and if he's forced Adrian into this long pot down here, this will be some cueing. Not quite. Joe laughing as he went back there. So first real sort of scoring chance for Joe Johnson. He's played a couple of safeties. Adrian's got away with one or two. So the chance Joe's been looking for.
One. Can I have the mobile phone switched off, please?
Yeah, just one or two in the auditorium. Just forgetting that. Watch Joe's bridge here. There's one of the old school bridges going on. Don't see this very often. The old loop bridge. Yeah, you see that every day for the players.
Yeah, and I've noticed Joe using a nylon ferrule there, John. Is that what they're called? Brown ferrule?
Not again, please.
Yeah.
This is really disturbing. Could you just double check your phone, please? Make sure it's switched off.
Just one or too many phones going off in the auditorium at the moment. Is he on the pink? Pretty tight. It's not good on the black, that's too thin. Can he see enough of the pink? Yeah, good shot. Recovery. Very difficult to hold the weight with that shot with these tables being so quick. But good pot.
16.
Yeah, and he was quite clever with that in taking the black. He would have covered that pocket up. So trying to put almost a goalkeeper over the pocket should he miss it. And that's a fabulous shot in the middle pocket. He's got good position on the green. So again, he's got choices. Yeah, he's always hit this very well. That's a fabulous, fabulous shot.
Show us where it is.
Another phone going off.
Please have a double check. It's really disturbing the players now. Just make sure your phone is off. $20. 21.
Yeah, a little bit snatchy that one by Joe standards. His cue ball's just a bit too close to the side cushion. Bigger bounce there would have left him on two reds, onto the middle and onto the top corner, so slightly harder shot coming up. But well negotiated.
9.
And ordinarily you'd say wrong side of the blue, but that red being in the balk area is very handy.
Yeah, totally agree, John. And that's Joe's experience of keeping that red down there. That's almost like a backup red. If you don't get the wrong side of the blue, it's there for you at any time, and obviously he's had to use it here. But he's taken these well. Okay, a little bit of body movement. That does happen when you get older, and that's an unexpected miss. He may have got away with it.
34.
Well, looking at this, he hasn't got away with it. So Adrian has just got to focus on the red and just drop it in. And you'd think be on the blue. He's hit it with more pace. Oh, he's okay. He's going down for the black. It was a well-played shot. And he's got a lovely angle there as well.
Yeah, got a little run through the three reds. The left-hand one of the three will pot in the opposite corner, as well as the one he can drop on. So it's not a bad chance, this, for a couple of reds and colours. So the one just below the pink will pot. In either play it in the corner or the middle. But it is on.
9.
Just let the cue ball go a little bit. Had to keep it high there, really. So may have to play a cannon in there now. And played it well. Turned out really good.
16. 17.
Yeah, and ordinarily these wouldn't be a problem, but he's playing at the Crucible, the World Seniors Championship. That will be on his mind, but hopefully this will just settle him in. Adrian's played at Q School before and try and get his professional ticket. So he will be playing, used to playing against some very good players. And if he's playing in Q School, it means he can play himself.
25.
Yeah, didn't quite get into the cue ball just enough there. It's left an awkward angle. Cue ball going away from the next intended red. Recovered, just left himself slightly further away with a bit more angle on the red that he would have liked.
32.
Yeah, good try there. Just tried to promote that red towards the middle pocket. But good response this. Very difficult playing it that way to get bang on the red. Like to have seen it gone in between blue and pink really to come back, but it's not really on this. May play it with an element of safety, but what a pot that is, by the way. That's the shot of the match so far.
It was absolutely outstanding. Really was played well. Now, has he got any angle at all? It doesn't look like he's that shot again. You've got to get them so accurate. Right, back to the brown. You can see here, he's just walked out and see if he's left himself a double on the red. And I think that's what he's going to be looking for. Almost a back double.
Yeah, I think he can get away without getting
39.
a double kiss. So this is a chance, and been a very good break so far. Can he carry on? Here's the answer.
40.
Very good response this.
I was going to say, is he thinking about the snooker behind the black, but he isn't. This is dangerous. This is very dangerous, but what a shot that is.
Tell you what, move over Luca Dressel after that one. There's an absolute tuck up in behind the black, but never even thought about it. What a pot.
It was almost the wrong shot to play. I think even Joe in his chair took him by surprise, but what a shot that was. Thoroughly deserved with the position he's got. Well, he's chose to go into the corner pocket there. Well, a decent response. That'll settle him down. But what a fabulous couple of pots that was. That pink there for me. Wow, shot of the tournament so far.
Could do with hitting the blue, and it hasn't. But it's far from easy in the middle pocket. Yellow and green needed for Adrian. All the colours for Joe. He's not refused too much in this match. And that's another excellent pot. So this green, to put him 28 in front. Well, absolutely brilliant. Since Joe Johnson's visit and the red he missed with the rest, this has been fantastic response. I think we've seen Mike, he can pot.
Yeah, he's not shy, is he, going for them? Well, he won't be too bothered about the blue, but...
Adrian Ridley, 9. Frame conceded.
Very happy with the first frame. So Adrian Ridley, all the way from Australia, takes the first frame and leads 1-0. So let's just have a little look at this pink again. I mean, wow. He almost had no right in taking that on because the risks were so great if he missed it.
Yeah, it was the wrong shot, all right, but what a pot it was. He just had to tuck him up in behind the black there, but fantastic pot in the pink. Shows great confidence in himself. I tell you what, Mike, I'll give you top marks if you know where Yarrawonga is, where he's from. Come on, how's your geography?
I can't even say it, John, I'll be honest.
No, I wouldn't have a clue myself, but anyway, he's from Yarrawonga and he can pot. That's
On the break,
absolute
please double
certainty.
check your mobile phone because from that first frame it's disturbing the players. Just double check the phone is off, please. Thank you.
Just having a little reminder there to the audience, please, if you have got a mobile phone switched on and you're listening, just have a little check on it and turn it off. It's hard enough out there sometimes. But yeah, it was a very entertaining first frame. That it started off slow, which you'd expect, but as the balls started to develop and open up, wow, didn't Adrian come through it very well? A fabulous crowd in this morning on Seniors Day in Sheffield.
Yes, we've been up at the auditorium there, meeting and greeting everybody today, and very enthusiastic they were indeed. Lots of photographs and autographs, and we were making teas and coffees for the audience, Mike. It was a lovely morning to meet everybody. Great initiative from our association, and I'm sure they're enjoying this match, which, if it carries on, that was a very entertaining first frame.
Thank you. The second frame, Adrian Ridley to break.
So, certainly not the best break off. Pretty thick. Left this for Joe in the middle.
1.
Just could do with that cue ball not being hampered for the red in the middle.
6.
Not too close for the red that he's next to for the corner pocket, so a little tricky. Although he thinks he can cue it, yeah, it's okay.
Joe Johnson, 6.
Yeah, a little bit quick on the shot again there, Joe. And again, you know, it is. I remember playing Joe many years ago, and Joe had said to me, he said, well, you know, wait till you get to my age. He almost said to me, it's harder to keep your body still. And I found that out later on in my career. You've almost had more battle scars over the years, and it just gives you that little bit of a twitch occasionally. But believe me, Joe Johnson can still play.
A nice little shot here, actually. Just play in behind this red with a bit of side and kick it down the table. Leave the cue ball where the red is. Yeah, the thing I found, I virtually don't play at all now, Mike, but when I came and say played the last couple of years in these and you don't play at all on these tournament tables, it's when you come back and play on them, you just realise how slick and how quick they are. It's the thing you can't quite get used to. You lose the touch for that. That's my excuse anyway.
No, you're 100% correct, John. Of course, that is a major factor as well. I mean, they're very, very so difficult to get the conditions in practice the same. So you're almost frightened of hitting them sometimes. I mean, if you go to the practice room here, it's probably 2 or 3 inches slower than what it would be in the arena, and obviously you're more relaxed as well. And Joe's not missing in there, of course, and it's a different world out here.
Make sure it's off.
Yeah, that red in the balk area can make for an awkward frame. Had a few of these situations at the championship this year, and both players looked at each other and nodded their heads and went re-rack. Just because they were going nowhere with it. Now, there's a pot available. Up into the yellow pocket. Just wondering whether Joe will be tempted.
I think he has got to go for it, and quite rightly. He's just coming around to have a little look to see what he's leaving. But there again, he's coming around, have a look. I need to cover that red, he's saying.
Yeah, the cue ball will go fairly close to the middle pocket, which is the one thing you just got to be wary of. Unfortunately, that's the worst. It was that close to the pot. He's left it in the jaws.
One. Green ball.
Well, he's underhit that a little bit, so this is going to be thinner than he would like.
4.
And he won't know where the cue ball's going, because he'd have to hit it a lot harder than he'd like as well. A little bit careless there, but of course he didn't want to snooker himself with a green coming back on its spot. So this is going to be like a ping ball. Yeah, and it was very thin, of course, as well. And once again, he's had a little bit of run.
Red lead 4.
Adrian's just got to be careful. Obviously that red's staying in the centre of the table. He needs a good white here. He's played it well. Even got cover from the yellow, I think. Yeah, very good shot.
Yes, tap on the table from Joe in appreciation. Can come off the side cushion and drop into these reds, but you just got to be careful you don't slide past. So, be careful with this one. Yeah, well played, and that shows you how quick the table is, I should say. It looked like it was halfway.
Do you know what a shot there is? He's played that. He's tried to get him such a big area to play behind, but he's guided that cue ball extremely well round there.
Yeah, it's a good shot, Mike, isn't it? And this time it's more tricky to drop in the reds on the right-hand side, because the one that's to the... well, the second one to the right of the pink is a big target there to stop that cue ball getting into that little cluster. So this is trickier than the first escape. Got to be pretty careful with this one. Yeah, and he knew it because of that.
Foul.
He's not
That
reached.
means Adrian Ridley 4.
Well, Adrian deserves the reward. It was such a good shot to put Joe in trouble. And once again, it's another decent chance. Doesn't want to be the wrong side of the blue, but there's not a lot he could have done about that. But now, he's faced with a tough shot. Extremely difficult pink, which he is looking at. Wow, again.
Oh, what a piece of cueing again. Mike, it's a brave new world. It really is. Shots that people are taking on. I think Luke has inspired everybody.
7.
He's spotted 2 pinks in this match so far. Absolutely superb.
Eight.
Could have done with a little bit more backspin on the cue ball there just to widen the angle.
Adrian Ridley 8.
Well, I'm not sure if he got a little kick there or what. It did go very heavy, but shake of the head, I don't know. Maybe just a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, I think he was disappointed, wasn't he, with the shot before. It was a pretty decent chance, that, but not getting a bit more purchase on the cue ball was the problem. Now, Joe, has it reached? Has it reached?
Well, the worst thing has happened, and that's let Adrian straight back in. Adrian's obviously gutted about missing the black, and now that thought is out of his mind, and he's straight back to the table. There's one thing this guy has got, and that's a lot of bottle. As you can see, he's not afraid of going for his shots. And that is another fantastic shot he's played there.
Well, if he's managed to stay on that, Mike, that is
8.
beautiful piece of cueing and played to perfection. Very easy to lose the cue ball. Got the cannon. You'd be stuck in behind the 2 reds and that wouldn't have been on, but really well played.
Unfortunately for Joe, with Joe not putting pressure on him, the pressure will be coming off Adrian.
16.
So it'll free him up a little bit. And he'll probably take, hence, more risks. Whereas if Joe was
17.
putting the pressure on him, he wouldn't be quite as relaxed. Now, does he go into them or not? That's the question. He doesn't have to, but I think he does on this particular angle. It might be worth doing. Yeah. Well played.
Yeah, that was a nice time, wasn't it? You were more or less guaranteed to be on this bottom red on the left. Although the way he's looking at it, he thinks it's got a bit too much angle. Maybe he can't get the cue ball away from the black. Yeah, it is a little bit close, and because he can't get to the bottom of the cue ball, just makes this shot more difficult. Oh, nicely
25.
played. Lovely little shot there. So there's 2 great shots in this, Mike.
32. 33.
Well, he may have come to the table with a red over the middle pocket, but you have to say, first time at the Crucible, this is a pretty good effort from Adrian Ridley. And he's got the pace of the table all right.
40. 41. 48.
So, red and a colour.
49.
And it's 2-0.
Yeah, a few more points to be had here as well. Those two reds next to the pink. The top one's definitely available in the opposite corner. Close as the break goes past 50.
56.
Yeah. Could drop the one in the middle and come back for that red that's just below the pink. It is potable, that one, but it'll be cannoning the pink, you would think, with the cue ball, so a bit more tricky to control. Yeah, he's changed his mind on the shot, actually. Always going to get a cannon,
57.
but well controlled.
Adrian Ridley, 57. Same conceded.
So once again, won't be too bothered about that blue, but again, another fantastic frame from Adrian there. Just 2 frames in front. And his confidence will just be growing and growing and growing. And unfortunately, Joe is not putting him under any pressure. So it's just allowing him to play with that little bit of freedom. It's doing him the world of good. So Joe's got to start potting some balls. He's almost got to put his back against the wall and think, right, I've got nothing to lose here now, and just loosen up.
Yeah, unfortunately, his cue action's got a little bit short and a bit jabby, which happens to us all as we get older, but he should have dropped that red in the middle, that's for sure. And because he hasn't, that was Adrian who stepped in with that excellent break. So we'd be very happy, Adrian, at the moment. First time at the Crucible, playing in the seniors event, and table's very rapid, and yet he's coping very well. There's a couple of lovely shots in that break. Black along the top to screw back into the pack was very nice to hold the cue ball, so nice touch. And he'd be, as I say, very happy 2-0 up sitting in that chair. And what has Joe Johnson got left to give?
And just a reminder, 20 minutes after this match is finished, we've got Peter Lines and Ben.
Thank you, the third frame. Joe
Coming up.
Johnson to break.
Yeah, Ben Hancorn, so it's a interesting match. Peter, champion in 2017. I should know that, beat me in the final. So it's a good player still, Peter. Very good. So it'll be a test for Ben. Wow, what the pot. Seems a disappointment when you pot a ball like that and all you get for it is 1. But looks like it's just the safety. Be more prudent to do that.
Pink ball. Adrian Ridley, 1.
Very good from Joe, that. Very good indeed. Lovely pace on the cue ball. He's played some very good safeties, Joe. It's just not quite got his shooting boots on today. It's come to the scoring department, but all the knowledge is still there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's almost as like he's doing all the hard work. And then unfortunately he's just not quite backing it up. So that's got to change, you feel. Certainly I think if he's got to win this match. Because Adrian has got his scoring boots on.
Now, has he got the cover? Well, the way Adrian's lining up, the answer's no. So he can pot this red. And the way he's potted some of the balls today, I'm not going to say he can't do this either. Beautiful. Well struck. Going in confidence.
Yeah, ideally. Just wanted that ball a couple more inches higher up. Wrong side of the blue. It looks as though he's trying to run the cue ball round. It was very straight. It's just about all he could have done there.
6.
He played to try and get on this outside red, and I don't know whether it is on. Pretty tight. Yeah, I think it's no good anyway, so this should bring the black out in play. This bit of safety. Well, in fact it didn't. I thought it was going to clip off.
6.
But a good safety. Very good, in fact.
Do you know, Adrian has played superb here. You think about the first few frames, just settling in out there. Obviously Crucible for the first time, but he really has played some fantastic shots. Especially in the safety department as well. I mean, he's potting everything he's going for, but his safety has been absolutely brilliant. And like he said in the interviews, he spent some time with ex-world champion Neil Robertson. So it's fair to say he does know his way around the table. Now, Joe has got to be very careful here. And he's trying to play what we call the dump shot and try and get the cue ball on the black rail. Well, do you know, he might have left him one in the centre pocket here. I think there's a gap. We'll find out.
Very good pot. And as Mike said earlier, we know he's got a straight cue action, because you don't knock them in if you don't cue straight. Now, this is a tricky positional shot. Need the cue ball to be coming down the right hand side, but they're all blocking each other off. So, whilst he's at the table, he'll do well to land on one here.
Six.
Yeah, maybe one in the middle, is there? Yes. Very good.
7.
Very good. I mean, that was the link ball there to get from blue to a red. Because there wasn't much potting. Now, ideally, if he can stay high on this red, pot it and flick the other one away from the black. And all of a sudden, from looking like nothing, might be a decent chance.
12.
Little soft cannon here. Might not be possible from that angle.
13.
Yeah, didn't fancy it. Don't blame him. It wasn't right.
Well, what can you say? But again, unfortunately, Joe is not putting the pressure on him, and it's just let
18.
him wind up and fire. He's just playing with that little bit more freedom.
Just wondered if he's getting tempted here, just try and get the black in play. Yeah.
19.
One of those shots you play that you've just got to flick the outside, the left-hand side of the red when you play that. If you get it thick, you stick on the black.
Clear, thank you. Black ball.
Good news is it's touching ball. So a nice target behind green and brown here again. Well,
really
we got there
19.
somehow. But he'll take that.
I was going to say that's okay, but I'm not sure if Adrian can squeeze through this. Yes, he can. Again, another opportunity where he's potentially straight back at the table.
1.
Yeah, I thought he might have been tempted to play that slower there, Mike, and try and get a cannon on those two reds that were just next to the one he played. They stayed on the black, but played it with a bit more force. So good cueing, which it's got once again. But not particularly fortuitous, I don't think.
6.
Well, it does pot. It's very good. Very, very good.
7.
Yeah, this is entertaining stuff, this. It really is. He's got to be so proud of himself. I wonder how many people we've got watching from Australia.
15.
But your boy is doing very well. Looks very at home out there. He just needs to make sure he gets a nice angle on the black off this one.
22.
And make sure, more importantly, he doesn't play any covers. No, he's going to pull it back. Well, he isn't. Do you know what? He was queuing at the bottom of the white there. He looked as though he was coming backwards.
I tell you what, his heart must have skipped the beat there when he got the cannon. The cue ball looked like he was just going to run behind the two reds, but it's fine.
$30.
Yeah, just double check. Make sure you know what shot you're playing.
$31.
Decided to come the other side of the two reds. Well played, and flicked it out. Beautiful little cannon. So already over the line in this frame. 64 points ahead.
38.
And this has been a very good performance. The man from Yarrawonga, Australia,
39.
can be very happy with his afternoon's work.
Yeah.
46.
Oh, it's fantastic to have your debut. Especially get it away with a win. Oh, where's that going? Oi! It's all happening.
7.
That's when you know you've had a good day. Even Joe's having a little chuckle. And he's still going.
54. 55.
Well, this would be fantastic if he can clear the table. Be a great way to finish. Once again, just a reminder, Peter Lines, Ben Huncorn coming up 20 minutes after this.
61.
Yeah, he's really enjoying himself out there, and why not? It'll be a heck of a long way to come and not do your stuff, but that's not been the case. Been very impressive here. He'll be delighted with himself.
'68.
Okay, and a bit of luck with the fluke in the middle of this, but the rest of it's been beautifully played.
70.
Let's see if he can clear them all up. Bit too hard, back double. Might do the job. Back treble. Anything? Not to be. Very, very well played from Adrian Ridley from Australia. First time at the Crucible, he can be very happy with his afternoon's work. He progresses to the next round. He beats former world champion of 1986, Joe Johnson, by 3 frames to 0.
Adrian, many congratulations. Lovely acknowledgement of the fluke towards the end there, but you played magnificent snooker on your debut, and I could tell how edgy you were before the match and how much it meant to you to appear here on the big stage.
Oh, I mean, it's massive, and yeah, once I stopped shaking after those first few shots and a few real bad safety shots, I thought this could end really badly pretty quickly, but thankfully I found a little bit of my groove, and hopefully I can work on that and establish a bit more fluency.
You showed some wonderful touches, you know, controlling the cue ball in and around the black spot. I mean, it's great that you've come here and shown us the quality that's earned you the right to be here in the first place.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And it does help that these tables are so amazing and so slick. And also the audience. I mean, it's like they're here with you, and just, I don't know, it's different. I can't explain it.
It is a unique venue, and we should say a very good afternoon to one of your friends. You've been friends for nearly 20 years, and she's made the journey here, not from Australia, but she's here to support you. So you had one close mate, and you've won the match for her.
Yeah, I did. So I might have lost if Anna didn't come, so thanks to Anna there. She's come along and helped me in the practice room at the back, and yeah, a bit of a pep talk, you know, slapped me around a bit. It was good.
Well, she's blushing, and she's going to have to do so again. Listen, so you've beaten a champion of the world in Joe Johnson, a septuagenarian, fantastic guy, a great ambassador for snooker, and you've got now the winner of Phil Williams and Jimmy White. So if Jimmy White comes through that one, you'd be playing 2 legends in successive rounds.
Yeah, that's just in your wildest dreams, I think. So look, you know, not saying I hope Phil loses, but it'd be lovely to play Jimmy out here with a hopefully packed crowd.
All right, listen, spoken with real honesty. Well done, Adrian. We're delighted to have you. Adrian Ridley, ladies and gents, is in the quarterfinals on Saturday. We will take a short break, and we'll be back in 20 minutes with Bristol's Ben Huncorn taking on the Leeds Lion, Peter Lines. 20-minute break, and then to our second live match of the afternoon. Back shortly.